Okay, so I decided to revisit the driver bit tip issue as far as it relates to precision. This one's a PB Swiss, this one is Fellow, and then we've got some different types of Wura. So this is a Wura with holding function. This is a Wura, it's got just more of a generic cut to it. This Wura is a W, so this is a Wura with a wedge cut. This Wura is more of their generic cut. And then Weha, this is a Terminator Torques. Milwaukee Shockwave, I threw in an Irwin. I got a Bosch here, unopened. Somebody gave me a bunch of heck about thinking that this Bosch bit was all wore out in the last video I made, so I'm going to actually take it out of the package when I do the test. Somebody mentioned Hilti. Actually, a couple of people mentioned Hilti. Let's open up this Hilti set. Man, I have been waiting to open this set up. So these screws are typically what you would find at Menards and Home Depot. Grip Fast GRK. Most of these are GRK. There's a Fast Cap cabinet screw, there's a Cully, there's a Power Pro. So what's the big deal? Well, Wura, for example, they have a bit here, and I have to give German Tool Reviews. That's a YouTube channel. Go check out his channel, German Tool Reviews. He's very, very detailed in his reviews. I'm not going to get that detailed here. But this part number, this Wura part number ends with a W. That's a wedge cut. So the machining on the tip is different. This Wura is an HF. That's holding function. So there's little machined grooves at the end. I don't know if it's laser cut or if it's machined, but these bits are supposed to kind of slightly jam or slightly stick into the screw so that it holds the screw onto the bit. The point is that there's different machining design and in the machining precision. The brands of bits that you would find at Menards and Home Depot typically don't have the level of machining and quality of material that these harder to find, more expensive branded bits have. Let's just check the slop on these and see if there's any difference. This is a cabinet screw. This is a Grip Fast brand. Let's just think about the application. It's a cabinet screw. You're going to be reaching into a cabinet. In this application, is there any difference in these bits that might help you out when you're reaching into a cabinet, putting in a cabinet screw like this? We'll start with the PB Swiss here. And the PB Swiss is an excellent fit in this. I mean, the fit, the PB Swiss fit in here. I'm wiggling this. There's nothing. There's no slop there. It's just that excellent of a fit. All right, this is Fellow. It doesn't fit that screw as well. This is the Wura with the holding function. Excellent fit. Wow, that one, that's really good. And the holding function, I don't know if it's, you know, I suppose it could help. It could, you know, it could help in a situation where you're reaching into a cabinet. Let me see here. Let me go back to the PB Swiss quick. You know, the PB Swiss fits in there so nice too that, you know, I don't know if the holding function is absolutely necessary in this case. All right, so this is just this is a Wura. I think it's just the /4, which is just a regular universal cut. There's a lot of slop there. I would not want to be using this bit in this application. Weha. Ooh, nice fit on this one. Nice fit on the Weha. There is little to nothing for slop on there. Little more than the PB Swiss. Little more than the Fellow. I think that the Wura with the holding function. No, it's similar to the Wura with the holding function. Okay, so here's a Wura from just a, look at that. I would not want to be using that bit. Here's the Hilti. Let's get the laser etched brand name there so people can see it. I wouldn't want to be using that bit in this application. The Milwaukee Shockwave, I would not want to be using that bit in this application. Here's a Bosch from Menards. This is by far the worst. It's terrible. Okay, I forgot to check the Wura T15 with wedge cut. So this is the W. It's got the W in the end of the part. That's also a good fit in this application. So if this was in a bit holder, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's a good fit. So the wedge cut is a good. Okay, here's a different test. This would be a different application. These would be finished screws, something you would probably most definitely pre-drill, so the accuracy of the bit probably isn't going to be as big of a deal because you're not going to have to deal with as much wobbling around. But let's just check it out anyway. So these are all Torques 10s, and these are two different two different brands. I've got a GRK. Both of these are GRK. This one is the Uber grade, and then this one is just the regular non-Uber grade. No, I don't know. They're just both GRK branded from Menards, finished screws. Okay, let's check the PB Swiss in this. A little bit of wobble in that one. I would say about the same in this one as well. So that gets a little wobbly. Okay, this is a Wura. This is nothing special, just the /4 part number. I would say a little more wobble than the PB Swiss. Yeah, it's more wobble than the PB Swiss. This is another where it's just a shorter bit, same part number. Yeah, I would say same amount of wobble as this other Wura. All right, so let's go to the Wura with the holding function. Okay, that's definitely a better fit. Definitely a better fit. And the holding function, well, judge for yourself, right? Kind of works. All right, so this is the Wura with a wedge cut. It doesn't. What I think is happening is that it's shallow, and so it doesn't go in very far. It doesn't seem like it gets to the wedge part of the cut. Well, see, now this one is different. Okay, I'm gonna grab another one of the GRK Uber grade, just to see if there's a no. So both of these GRK Uber grades, a lot of slop in that one, but like almost nothing in this other GRK. So it's okay, so here's WIA. This is a WIA Terminator Torques. I'd say about the same as these other Wuras down here. I'd say it's similar to these. not too bad. I'm gonna just try one of these short bits just to see. Oh, wow, okay. Wow, there's quite a difference there. There's a little bit of slop, but definitely more with this one. Okay, now this is a Wura. Okay, this is really good here. This one seems like it seats into it farther. That's a good fit there. All right, this is a Milwaukee Shockwave. That's good. Yeah, that Milwaukee Shockwave is, I would say, about as good as. Well, was it as good as this Weha? No, not quite. But it was similar to this other short stubby Wura, similar to this one. So this is the GRK bit that came in the package, and it's a really good fit. It's a really good fit. Yeah. To me, it looks like, oh, that one's sloppy. To me, it almost looks like there is some kind of a. They end up with like a wedge cut, similar to the Wura on there, because of the way it's machined. Okay, sorry Hilti, I forgot the Hilti on the T10. So here's the Hilti T10. It's actually quite good. It's actually quite good, and I would say that the Hilti T10 on these GRK screws is one of the best fitting. Okay, so here's a different application where T25, this screw I end up putting into through the steel, not pre-drilled, in the just mounting things to the walls in my garage. So through steel, not pre-drilled. The amount of wobble matters to me in this application, and maybe that matters to you too if you're putting a screw like this into steel and you're not in a situation where it makes sense to take time to pre-drill, because sometimes it just doesn't. And these screws don't really require pre-drilling. So let's take a look at the PB Swiss. Super excellent fit on this. I mean, just awesome fit. Doesn't hold, but it is just rock solid precision there. That's just an awesome fit. This has got the holding function, which can be helpful if you're pushing over your head. And the holding function works really well on this screw, and it would matter to me in the application that I use these screws for some of the time. On a ladder, over my head, whatever. The holding function would be handy in that application. All right, so here's the Wura with the wedge cut. Really nice fit. Let's put that in the holder. I mean, that's just really, really nice. So this Wura wedge cut, that's really good. So let's do the Wura. Okay, this Wura is a little sloppy. Definitely, I wouldn't prefer that. Here's the Hilti. Hilti is about the same as that Wura that I just had in there. I would not prefer that in this application. This WIA T25 is a little sloppy. I would not prefer that in this application. The Milwaukee is probably the sloppiest so far. Definitely not preferred in this application. And now I've got a Bosch T25 unopened that I'm going to open right now. Okay, so this is brand new, unused Bosch, and it is by far the worst. I definitely would not recommend these Bosch bits to anybody. They're consistently the worst that I've seen. Even this, you know, this Irwin is so much better than that. All right, here's another application. Short screw, I typically put these into steel. They don't go into steel as nicely as these do. Okay, so they don't go into steel quite as nicely. I don't pre-drill with these screws. I use these for mounting like shelf brackets. I don't know, I just end up using these. I just end up using these a lot. In steel and not into steel. And these are T25s. The PB Swiss is an awesome fit. It's really good, okay? Does the PB Swiss fit so well that it holds on? No. No, it'll fall out. All right, so let's try the holding function on this Wura. And yes, there is definitely an effective holding function on the Wura HF in this case. All right, so here's the Wura with the wedge cut, and even in the bit holder, it's still very good. Either one of these three I would use in this application. This is pretty good. It's not too bad. It's not as good as the first three. And this is the Hilti. That's not too bad. I wouldn't prefer that. One of the first three I tested would be my preferred. This Weha is really good in here. There's just a little bit of slop. I wouldn't mind using that, but it wouldn't be my preferred. And then here's the Milwaukee in this screw. I definitely would not want to be using that. And this Bosch, of course, is the worst. It's terrible. Okay, application, deck screw. Just a typical. I think this would be like a high volume. This application is going to be high volume. You're going to be putting a lot of this type of screw in. All right, so T25, here we go. PB Swiss, not too bad. Fair amount of wobble. This is a GRK screw. It's GRK Uber grade from Menards. The fit on the Wura with the holding function is better than the PB Swiss on this one. But the holding function doesn't do anything on this screw. Let me grab another one of these just to see if... No. So the screws are fairly consistent. Okay, the wedge cut. Ooh, the wedge is really good in this one. I think the wedge is definitely helping in this one. Let's check this. That's really sloppy. Here's the Hilti. That's pretty sloppy. Here's a Weha, Terminator. Nope. The Shockwave is terrible. And of course the Bosch is again the worst. So if you're just putting in deck screws all day or putting up, 1/2-inch plywood sheeting on something with these screws, you don't get much of a benefit. I would choose the one with the holding function just because it tends to fit more snugly, but the holding function, you're not going to get any benefit from the holding function itself other than getting a tighter fit in here. Okay, long screw, putting some lumber together or whatever and going through 2x and whatnot. You're not going to be pre-drilling. Okay, the PB Swiss is awesome on this one. Just, it almost holds, but it doesn't hold. But that's how good the fit is on this. So this is Grip Fast brand at Menards. Really good fit on the PB Swiss. Let's check out the Wura holding function. You know, you get a little bit of the effect with this. Yep, it does actually work in here. I mean, there is no play, there is no slop, and it is so snug that the holding function does hold the bit in here. So that's good. Okay, so here's the Wura with the wedge cut in the bit holder. I'm surprised that the wedge cut isn't a little bit tighter than that, but that's good. I'd use that, but I would prefer one of the first two here, the PB Swiss or the Wura with the holding function. Okay, that one's a little sloppy. Here's the Hilti. That last one was a Wura. So the Hilti, let's see if we can show everybody the Hilti isn't too bad. There's, you know, I would not prefer that in this. Okay, this Weeha is good. I would say a little less sloppy than the Hilti, not by much though. So then the Shockwave. I would not want to be using this bit if I'm putting in a screw this long, even into timber. And the Bosch, you know, I regret buying it and I would throw it away. Okay, here's another application. Small screws. It definitely matters to me how sticky and precise the bit is in these bits. There isn't a lot of room for me to put my fingers to hold the bit, and I may be working with something delicate. I don't want it marred up. I may be going into steel. I was going through flashing with one of these screws just the other day, putting a whole bunch of screws into some flashing to hold it flat against some sheeting, and it mattered to me to have a good sticky, high precision bit for that application. All right, so let's look at small bits. These are T20s. Okay, the PB Swiss in this one, a little bit loose. This one, just a little bit of wobble on that one. This one, a surprising amount of wobble on that one. And then this one, little bit. Okay, so a little disappointed with the PB Swiss in those. Okay, this is the one I have the highest hopes for. So this is the Wura if I got the right one, T20 with the holding function. I can hardly even push it into this screw, but I can, and it does hold it. And it is a tight fit, but it's a little hard to get that screw onto it. Okay, this screw fits right on there. It's super tight, nice fit. Okay, and holding function. I get holding function with this. And that is definitely the one I'm going to prefer, is that Wura with the holding function. And I would say the same for this. Holding function works, tight fit, goes into the screw easily. Holding function also works on this one. Super nice tight fit. Okay, so the whirl with the holding function is definitely preferred so far. So this is just a regular whirl, little bit of slop. I would say it's very similar to the PB Swiss. So here's the whirl with a wedge cut. Okay, that's really good. That's really good. The wedge cut in that one. Just a little bit of play in that one. Tiny, tiny amount of play in that one. And good fit in there. So that whirl, so I would, here I'm going to put this, I would put this in first place and second place. Yeah, this whirl first and then this whirl second. I don't have real high hopes for this one. Oh, actually I spoke too soon. That whirl is a really good fit. This whirl bit is not so good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, this is a fellow. Really good. Really good. Really good. I'm going to put that over here just above the whirls because that would be first choice, second choice, third choice. All right, so here's the Hilti. Not bad. And a little bit of slop on that one. A little bit of slop on that one. A little bit of slop on that one. Yeah, it's okay. Wouldn't be my preference. Ooh, this Weeha is nice. That is a really good fit for some reason. Okay, this one not so much. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, so these fasteners are also GRKs primarily. I'm checking the boxes here. Two of these screws I don't have the boxes for. They were moved into containers, so I don't know what they are. All right, so here's the Shockwave. That one's not too bad. Sloppy. Sloppy. Sloppy, but not too bad. Here, let's try the Bosch. The worst. The worst. The worst. Terrible. Let's test these bits with this type of screw and this application. Actually, I'm also going to check because these are the T15s. I'm going to check these two short screws for fit. With these screws, I'm going to be looking for a nice tight fit in my application of these screws. Okay, so let's look at the PB Swiss. Wow, super nice. Super nice, super good fit. Wow, this is also really good. Just a little bit of play. So this screw here is a Cully brand, and this other one is a Grip Fast. Sorry, this one here is a GRK. So holding function, didn't get a holding function there. Didn't get a holding function there, but super good fit. Super good fit again. Okay, and this is a more basic cut on the whirl. Pretty sloppy. Ooh, no, I would not want to be using that bit in that application. Here is the whirl with the wedge cut. Nice fit. Nice fit. Not sticky. The bit's not going to stick in there like it like it could with the Wura. All right, so that was the Wura with the wedge cut. Here's another more kind of a basic Wura bit. I definitely would not prefer that one. That one is pretty sloppy in that application. Would not want that. This fellow, I'm surprised actually that it's not better. No, I would not prefer that one in this case. And then here's the Hilti. No, I would not prefer that in that case either. Let's see here. Nope, I wouldn't want that. Okay, the Weha, nice. That's a good fit. I would definitely put that in the drill to do for that application. Okay. Shockwave, Milwaukee. Woo, crap. Not a good fit there. Nope. That is not a good fit. I would definitely not use that Shockwave. And the Bosch T15. Of course, it's the worst. It is just absolutely terrible. Wow. All right, so here's another, let's check out the T30s. These are all the T30s that I have. Hilti, Weha, and 3 different types of Wura. I don't have a wedge cut for that size. Nope, just checking. Okay, so those are the T30s that I have. And this application, you know, what, landscaping? I don't know. So let's see if there's any advantage with going with a high-end bit over a cheap T30. So here's the holding function. Just amazing amounts of slop in this. Okay, and I checked. This is not a T40. I checked. Just to satisfy everybody, all the skeptics. Here's a T40. It does not fit in there. Okay, so let's try this other Wura. And this one is a pretty sloppy fit in there as well. This T30 sloppy. This Weha. I don't know. I don't think it's any better. I don't think this is any better either. No. You're not going to get any difference in accuracy with these. All right, so here's a Milwaukee Shockwave T30. Boy, I don't know. That's... I don't know. That one's maybe it's about the same. Here's just a cheap bit. Not really any advantage. Okay, so here's my follow-up conclusions to those tests. These 2 Wura sets that I bought. You can watch the following video that's linked at the end of this video to see how much I paid for these. I would not do it again. I would not buy this set, and I would not buy this set again. I bought this set because I wanted this Impactor holder, and then basically I was judging the quality of the bits in this set based on the quality of some other bits that I had got, like this wedge. So T25, that wedge bit. So what would I recommend? I would recommend this one. This set here, the BC6TX-HF1 Wura holding function bit check set. And that is 056476. I do not recommend this one. I do not recommend this one. They tend to be expensive, and the advantages you saw were minimal. This one was awesome. The PB Swiss, definitely would recommend the PB Swiss. And that was recommended to me by a commenter in my previous bit video. And I'm very grateful for that comment, because those PB Swiss bits are very nice. I definitely recommend those. And then the Wuras with the wedge cut. And the Wehas. These Weha bits, the Terminator Torques, this Impact Terminator, these sets, that you see with the red plastic on them, those are good bits. The Wehas, I think, are a little easier to find than these are. So if you can't find the Wuras with the holding function, go for the Wehas with the Terminator Impact ones. The PB Swiss, I think there's basically only one place you can get them. You Google PB Swiss, and then these came out of Georgia, I believe, and I paid $30 for the 4 bits that I've got. The Hiltis aren't too bad. They're good. I'm really mostly excited about these nut drivers. Those look just rock solid awesome. The bits are okay. The bits are good. I don't regret buying this Hilti set. I wouldn't do it again. I would go for these and the Wehas and the PB Swiss. So those are my recommendations. I hope that helped. Hope I didn't start any controversies, and thank you for watching. Also just wanted to say that these Wura bit holders are really nice, and this one, so I've got the Wura wedge cut T25 in here right now, and this is the one with the ring magnet. I mean, the ring magnet is pretty cool. This one I still haven't even used. This is Impactor, so it has some machining inside of it that makes it absorbs the shock. T20 goes on there. Okay, so that also has a magnet holding function. Those are my recommendations. Thanks for watching, and happy shopping.